Welcome, dear students. Today we are going to discuss lesson number 2, Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom, from the book First Flight. Nelson Mandela was a great hero who gave freedom to the blacks in South Africa. He was born on 18 July 1918 in the village of Ziowo in Umtata, then a part of South Africa's Cape Province. He fought against the apartheid regime of South Africa, which believed in racialism. He spent more than 30 years in South African prisons. He became the first black president of South Africa when his party came to power in democratic elections in 1994. This passage forms a part of the autobiography of Nelson Mandela titled Long Walk to Freedom. It is a saga of the glorious struggle that the blacks of South Africa waged against the apartheid regime to gain freedom. The lesson pays tribute to those black heroes and patriots who waged a relentless struggle against the apartheid or the racist regime of South Africa. Here we find a description of the inauguration ceremony held in the Union buildings, attended by politicians and dignitaries from more than 140 countries. Nelson Mandela gives a message of peace and unity of mankind. He foresees a new regime which will be based on the equality of men and women. He hopes that in the new regime there will be no exploitation of man by man. There will be no room for racialism and segregation in the new order. Now, before we begin, you must be able to understand that what exactly is the system of apartheid. And also to remember that this extract that you are reading is from his autobiography, Long Walk to Freedom, in which two things are important for you to understand. One, the speech that he delivers on this day, and the rest of the things that he believes and he, as the President of India, was foreseeing in his nation and visioned about the country that he talks about in the autobiography of his own. Now, what is this system of apartheid? In simple terms, if I explain you, it's actually a system of legislation that upheld segregation policies against non-white citizens of South Africa. So this is actually nothing but the racism that was prevailing in that time in South Africa for several years, where white men dominated these black men of the same country, South Africa. This is the speech that he delivers on this day, where there are a few things that he's happily talking about and is happily delivering about his overwhelmed and auspicious feelings on that particular day, about the occasion and about the freedom of the country. Very quickly, I would want you to all notice a few terms over here, which is one, a newborn liberty. Okay, he's talking about this newborn liberty because this particular day was just as innocent and beautiful as a child of a birth, as a birth of a child, sorry, and also that this particular country was taking a new shape, a new name, not in literal sense, but of course in the terms of freedom. And it already existing oppression and suppression from the white men. So they were now finally free, and they were all free from all sort of racial discrimination. So no more white Europeans or white men ruling over the black men in South Africa. Then he talks about emancipation, which again is nothing but the freedom. Because South Africa got its independence through sacrifices of thousands of people. And Nelson Mandela is pained to think that he could not thank those patriots. The white rule created a deep and lasting wound in Mandela's country and his people. But the oppression and cruelty had one positive effect, which he talks about in his later writing, where he talks about the men of extraordinary courage and wisdom. And also that he never again would want to see any sort of oppression by a man to another. And that they all pledged to liberate everyone from any sort of poverty, deprivation, suffering, or discrimination. These are the important and the key points from the entire lesson that we are going to discuss. Nelson Mandela swears in as the first black president of South Africa on 10th of May 1994. At the time of his swearing, 2 national anthems were sung. He wished that freedom in Africa should reign, and this he talks about while he delivers his speech. The swearing-in ceremony took place in the lovely sandstone amphitheatre in Pretoria. He addressed the rainbow gathering with a zest, telling that never, never, and never again should it be that beautiful land would experience the oppression of one by another. He wished that freedom in Africa should reign, and he was overwhelmed on the sight that the army officials who could have caught and put him in jail before was saluting him to pay respect to the newly born democracy. The 2 national anthems were sung at the time of his swearing-in ceremony, and he recalls back the history and pays homage to the national martyrs who sacrificed their lives for the sake of their motherland. He tells about the martyrs who were the man of extraordinary courage and wisdom and generosity. That's why he pays homage to the national martyrs who sacrificed their lives for the sake of their motherland. The martyrs that he talked about are these. So in this autobiography of his, he is actually paying tribute to these men. And he says that the country, South Africa, which was rich in mineral and gems, but according to Nelson Mandela, the greatest wealth of his country were its people. He further talks about the feeling of love and hatred, that no one is born hating another person. We are born being in love with each other. We are born with love within. And it is only that as we grow up, we learn to hate. And if we learn to hate, according to Mandela, we can also be taught to love. He talks about man's goodness, which is actually a flame that can be hidden for some time but is never exhausted. Then he talks about twin obligations that a man is born with. And these 2 obligations, the both important ones, is one towards the family and the other towards the nation. where he also says that during his time period in South Africa, he was never able to pay regards and pay the dutiful obligations towards both his family and nation at one go, because such oppressed was the condition of South Africa. While he was growing up, he realized that things were not really same for him as a black boy, while it was different for others who were white in color. And then he joined African National Congress, where finally he could have this feeling clear in his head that he wanted his country to be free. He wanted his fellow men to be free. And he also talks about the oppressor and the oppressed, that if one is oppressed by the other, who is the oppressor, are not different. They are alike. Because if we go down to the reality and understand that what is robbed is humanity. In this particular lesson, Nelson Mandela, beginning from his being the first black president in 1994, after more than 3 centuries of white rule. In his biography, he speaks about the inauguration ceremony, which was attended by dignitaries from more than 140 countries around the world. In Pretoria, the whites and the color reds together took part in the celebrations. South African jets and helicopters flew over the Union buildings in perfect formation in order to pay tribute to this ceremony. It was a display of military force as well as military's loyalty to democracy and to the new government, the newborn liberty as he calls. The highest generals of the army and police saluted him. These were the people only a few years before would have arrested him, as he said. So this was the moment of pride for Nelson Mandela as well as the entire nation. And Nelson Mandela recalled how history had taken a U-turn. In the first decade of the 20th century, all the white Europeans joined hands and set up white rule. They practiced apartheid or racial discrimination, as I said. It was the most cruel and inhuman system. And in the last decade of the same century, that system had been replaced by one that recognized the rights and freedom of all the people, including white with men. South Africa got its independence through sacrifices of thousands of people. Nelson Mandela is pained to think that he could not thank those patriots. The white rule created a deep and lasting wound in Mandela's country and his people. But the oppression and cruelty had one positive effect, that it brought forth men of extraordinary courage and wisdom. His country, says Mandela, has lots of minerals and gems, but the real wealth of his nation was in people. He admits frankly that he learned the meaning of courage from the comrades in the freedom struggle. He learned that courage was not just absence of fear, but the victory over it. A brave man is not who is unafraid, but he who conquers fear. And that, he says, no one is born with inherent hatred of people who differ from him in color and faith. People who learn to hate, however, can also be taught to love. And love comes more naturally to the human heart than hatred, according to what Nelson Mandela perceived. Man's goodness is like a flame that can be hidden but never be extinguished. In life, says Mandela, every man has 2 sets of duties. One is towards his relatives and family, and the other is towards his people and the country. But in South Africa, it was impossible for the blacks to fulfill either. If anybody attempted to live as a normal human being, he was punished and sent to jail. Mandela himself was in fact born free to run in the fields and swim in the stream. Then he began to learn that his boyhood freedom was not the real one. He began to develop hunger for it. As a student, he wanted freedom only for himself, freedom to do and read and do whatever pleased him. As a young man, he longed for freedom to grow, to earn, and to have a family. But he discovered that he was not really free to live even a lawful life. He also learned that he alone had not been robbed of his freedom. Everyone else was also be a victim of an unjust system. That was when he joined the African National Congress. He wanted his people to live their lives with dignity and self-respect. He acted boldly, but the law made him lose his home and freedom of movement. He was treated as a criminal. All the colored people in his country were in chains. But he bore no ill will. He pitied those who oppressed others. They themselves were prisoners of hatred, prejudice, and narrow-mindedness, according to Nelson Mandela. On the day of the inauguration, he was overwhelmed with a sense of history. On one hand, more than 140 countries were there in front of him in order to pay that beautiful homage and that pride and that moment of success, that winning power. Everything was right in front of his eyes. But Nelson Mandela was even more overwhelmed by remembering those who actually sacrificed his life, who actually sacrificed the lives and the peace and fought bravely in order to get this winning, in order to receive this winning, the winning over the system of apartheid. But why was he this overwhelmed? Because on one hand, they all craved for this day and they were no more to see this occasion. And on the other hand, he was thankful to them that only because of these people that he listed are the conditions, because of them, the conditions and the circumstances changed. Although the effect of this situation would last long in the hearts of all black men of South Africa, but somewhere he believes that those were the men who were actually responsible for bringing in this beautiful day when South Africa was set free from racial discrimination. But Nelson Mandela does not only perceive in his autobiography the nation being free when it is free from this racial discrimination. He believes that the nation would be truly free if there is no oppression of any kind, when there is no hatred of any sort, when the nation and the hearts of the citizen is all full of love for one another. And he considers freedom as the real freedom if one man respects the liberty and freedom of the other man. This profound idea of courage and freedom, unlike other big names in the world, unlike other politicians, other freedom fighters, are quite similar to Mahatma Gandhi in India. Mahatma Gandhi is one name who has talked about non-violence, and many beautiful things. Just like that, for Nelson Mandela, humanity was something which was the greatest out of everything that prevails in any nation or in the world. He did not want his nation to suffer with anything that lets the humanity down. Because according to him, love is more natural as a feeling, and he wanted his countrymen to take love, accept love, and spread love all around. These are some of the beautiful quotes that he comes out with in his writing. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. So he did not believe in any selfish ideology. He believed in goodness in each one of the nation. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. So on this day of inauguration, he wanted his nation to be as good as they can. He wanted freedom in its true sense to prevail in his country and reign forever. And to sum up the ideas in the entire extract that you have in your course, the few things you have to keep in mind while you revise this particular lesson. One, what exactly is the system of apartheid? And which I have told you, apartheid is a political system that actually separated people according to their race and color. And in this particular country, South Africa, this was the discrimination between the white and the black. Then the importance of the speech delivered by Nelson Mandela, in which he is thankful, he is overwhelmed, and he is also remembering his fellow men who have equally contributed in the freedom struggle and in the freedom in true sense of South Africa. And also that he did not want his nation to be upheld with any kind of discrimination on the basis of religion or hate or any which way. He wanted his countrymen to be free in its true sense and be courageous and full of wisdom, where courage was not just the absence of fear, but the victory over the fear. Thank you, children.